just quick check. I'm ready. Do it. All right. So like Kaylee said, we're going to be talking about calendars. So let me go ahead and share my screen. All right. Can you see my Outlook calendar, Kaylee?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. Okay, so I think the first thing that we want to discuss, which is pretty important, is the difference between an appointment and a meeting. What is that, Kaylee? Do you know?
Well, I actually just recently learned this from the last one because I
Okay.
used to use webmail, which only has an event.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I never heard those words before.
Well, you bring up a good point. The webmail is really nice. It's very convenient. If you get used to it, you can get a lot done. It's, back in the day with the webmail version of Outlook, it was it was not very forgiving. But you can live for the most part permanently using the web client. What I mean by that is just open up like Google or Firefox or Chrome or Edge or whatever it is that you're using and go to portal.microsoftonline.com and log in with your email and password and click on Outlook, and you're just using your Outlook on a web browser. And most of the things that you can do in Outlook are there. But Outlook, the app, is very robust. So it's been around for quite a few years. So it's not really a truly one-to-one conversion, of which, like she's talking about, they call the terminology of the different calendar events different things. And what was it you said they call it again, Kaylee?
They just call them events.
Events, right. And
so that's how you add a meeting.
Right. In full-fledged Outlook, they refer to it as either an appointment or a meeting. So what is the difference between an appointment and a meeting?
My gosh, you lost your head.
I did? Oh, okay, I'm back.
You were the headless horseman for a second. So an appointment, I'm assuming, is a more personal thing than a meeting.
Right. So if I'm going to make a new appointment here, the reason why I would do that is like I'm going to go to the dentist. All right, so get my teeth cleaned. Right. And you can say I'm not going to be doing it at 4 a.m. in the morning because that's crazy talk. So we'll say it's going to be on the 26th at 9 a.m. and it's going to last for 30 minutes. Maybe it might be webinars, Kaylee and Bobby. And it's on Wednesdays, and they always do theirs at 9 to 9:30, so let's make that reoccurring. Okay? So that way, if I click this, I get this option. So now what I have the ability to do is say, okay, it's from starting at 9 a.m. to 9:30. It's going to happen when? Right now, by default, it's just going to say every Wednesday. But let's say that also we do one on Friday. So then it's going to be every day or every day that's checked here at 9 to 9:30, and it will do it on a recurrence of every week. You could do every 2 weeks. You could do every 3 weeks. You could do once a month if you wanted. So
yeah, this is a lot more customizable than the web version for sure.
Yeah. And this is really nice because you can also pick like a range. You can say, okay, it's going to start here. And I know that the Bobby and Kaylee are going to take a sabbatical on doing webinars over the summer, right? So you might have it end at a certain time or close to the end of the year. So this is really nice for making reoccurrings. If you go to do reoccurrings and I say, okay, it does have a different look to it, okay? So when I hit save and close, what it's going to do is it's going to add that onto my calendar. You can see here. And if you look, when I mouse over it, see in the bottom right-hand corner, it has kind of like two arrows eating themselves or just kind of going in a perpetual circle. Yeah. That indicates that that's what that is. This is a reoccurring event. That's what it's telling you there. So if I just click on here and I start typing and say test here, what do you think that's going to do?
That's a good question. I have no clue.
Yeah. So what it's going to do is it's going to create an activity, an appointment, but it's an all-day appointment.
Interesting.
So what's an all-day appointment? What do you think what that is?
It just takes up your entire day. I'm guessing like you would need that for when you're on vacation or something like that, or you're off for a whole day.
Yeah. So you could put that. Now, what's nice about that is maybe you have your calendar shared, which we'll talk about in a minute. Maybe you have your calendar shared with someone else, right?
Right.
And they need to know that you're going to be gone. So you could just do
Mhm.
that to let them know. Now
Yeah,
let's
that's super easy.
now let's just look at what this is. So if I open this appointment up and I look at the information, there's some interesting things a lot of people don't pay attention to. And this is a little bit more on the advanced side. So for those of you that like the more advanced features, we have here, if you notice, it's an all-day section, right?
Mhm.
But what about this? What is this talking about where it says free or
Hmm.
busy? What do you think? What does that matter?
Well, I know for us, it lets me know if it's something that you're just doing in your free time versus something that you're actually needing time for.
Hmm.
So, um, it can tell somebody if they can still give you a call or still reach out to you during that time, or if it's like, leave me alone, I'm doing something.
Okay. Uh, you can see down here, right? The
Yes.
okay,
Your teams.
my teams. Okay. So what do you see right now? It's a green check, right?
Yeah, green check, which means
Okay.
you're here, you're
I'm here
available.
and I'm available, right? So that shows my presence. That
Mhm.
I'm here and I'm available to be contacted and reached. Now,
Right.
Teams is smart enough to know that if I have an appointment on my calendar,
Yes, it does say that you're busy.
it will say that I'm busy. How does it know
Mhm.
that? This. That's how
Mhm.
it knows that. It knows that based on whether you have the appointments marked to busy or not. Well,
Mhm.
then why wouldn't you want them all to be busy? Here's why. So let's say that I invite you, Kaylee, to my appointment because I'm going to be on vacation. So I know
Mhm.
I'm not going to be here. If I mark it as busy and she accepts the appointment and it's an all day event, what is that going to show Kaylee as?
Busy all day.
Busy all day, which I mean, you probably are, but that it will show under your status for like teams that you're busy all day. So that,
Right.
so if anybody's waiting to try to message you, they're like, dang, that girl's like not letting up.
Just never free.
She's never free. And so that's why if I'm inviting someone else, which I'll show you how to do, and that's called a meeting. If I invite multiple people to a meeting and I just want to inform them that I'm off and I don't want their status to show as busy, you can change this here. So
Right.
that's what's nice about that is it does allow you the ability to determine whether you are truly busy or not
Mhm.
in that appointment that you're doing.
Right.
And you don't think about it, but it really affects things like Teams, Outlook, even your email. When you go to click on it and you type someone's name, right next to it, it has a little check letting you know what the status of that person is as you're adding them to an email. It
Yeah.
even checks those, and that's what affects that is this status section right here that you have. So in this situation, since it's going to be an all-day event, I'm not going to make it as busy, and I could invite someone to that if I wanted. If I
Mhm.
wanted to invite someone, and basically what I'm doing now is I'm taking the appointment and I'm converting it to a meeting.
Mhm.
Okay. And you can do it two different ways. This is the most inefficient way of doing it, starting off as an appointment and making it a meeting, but this is how you do it. You
Like a bird on a tree. I'm just sitting.